Hello, this is Victor. I'm here to talk about the topic of the month, that is what we wish or what we would like to see in Warhammer Fantasy 9th edition and what are my expectations there. So I would say that my only expectation, the main one that I have, is that I can play the armies that I collect up to now. So this is for me one of the big expectations that I have. I want to be able to use all the abilities that I paid up to now. And I don't care if it's, for example, my Bretonnian army is part of a human's army instead of being an army alone per se. So I can accept that there is a faction called humans and then all the human factions are all together, but what I want is to have the chance to be able to play my Bretonnian. I don't think I will have a lot of risk on my Skavens. I see the Skavens to be able to be played in future, and yeah, and I would love to have rules for the Dogs of War, but I think this is a dream. I pretty give up there, but I hope the human rules, if there is a faction called human or something similar, I hope I can use the rules to play my Dogs of War. So this is my big expectation. Then I have, I don't have so much expectation. The other thing is on rules. I would like to see a little bit that the big blocks are not as important as they are now in 8th edition. I would like to see more small units, more diversity on the small units, and not just big blocks that always drive to big points of battle with a lot of points. So I would like to see more small units or middle size units on the battlefield instead of big blocks, and I want to see new awesome miniatures as Age of Worship is doing today for 40k. I would like to see a little bit of the 40k in Warhammer Fantasy. I know that this can sound heretic for some fantasy, but I will say in the past Fantasy was the driving game in Age of Worship, and 40k was looking at the fantasy to improve. I think today we are in the stage that it's good that fantasy looks at what are the improvements in 40k to take something from there. For example, what I like a lot the allies. I know that a lot of people will dislike allies, but I think allies is a good thing. It's a way that you can improve your collection. It's a way that you can start new armies, and if you want to pick a unit of other army, is the way to use it. I also want to see new missions. I think the missions in fantasy are overlooked, are never well used, and I want to see new missions, new challenges in the way we play Warhammer Fantasy. I want to see missions like the ones in 40k, like the Maelstrom missions in 40k. I want to see missions that you have to hold a point in the middle of the battle and then you can leave it. You don't need to hold it at the end of the battle. So I think milestone missions adapted to fantasy can drive very interesting challenges. And maybe is moving the army from big blocks and Death Stars to more mobile and smaller units that give more flexibility on the battlefield. So yeah, I would like to see some of the learnings from 40k in fantasy. And that's all. So summarizing, I want to be able to use my miniatures, and I want to see smaller units instead of these huge blocks that we normally see in some armies. This 50 miniatures block, 60 miniatures block sometimes. This is tedious to paint, is tedious to collect. I prefer a unit of 20. So you paint your 20 guys and you make the unit. A unit of 40 start to be quite big, and sometimes is a stopper for new gamers to go into the hobby. When they see that we need these 40 guys or 60 guys, I prefer smaller units. And I want to see some of the 40k in fantasy. This is my summary. I don't have, far from that, on fluff. I'm not a fluff guy, so I'm especially in fantasy. I'm okay if the wall just restart. I'm not very concerned on that. and I always think that you should adapt. You should be able to adapt your fluff to the game. And if you don't like the fluff, create your own fluff. At the end, this is where is a way to use our imagination. And on rules, these are the main rules that I want. So that's all. Not a lot of expectations for me. Not a lot of wishes for the ninth edition Warhammer Fantasy, but just a couple of things that I would like to see. And that's all. So please leave your opinion below. What you want to see in Warhammer 9th edition in the summer. What are you expecting? Will you play them? Do you like Warhammer Fantasy? So please leave your comment below. And of course, this topic of the week was started by Vince Venturella, and you can find the link to the Vince Venturella original video of the topic of the month below in the description below. So I hope you find it interesting. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.